This poem, Saw River Phoenix Driving in Oregon, comes from a largely personal experience. So I'm from Tennessee. I took my car out to Oregon where I went to college, and my car was still registered in Tennessee because it was cheaper. I spent a lot of time driving in college, either, to and from campus or going on trips to the coast or go hiking or whatever. And I always felt so much like an outsider in the car, like having my Tennessee license plates surrounded by Oregon license plates. It just felt like a huge like target on my back, like a marker. I really don't know why I put so much pressure on that, but I just remember every time I'd get in, I'd be like, people are going to know I'm an imposter or not supposed to be here. And I think that comes a lot just from like my own weird feelings about home in general. But to cut to the chase, I was driving to school one day and I was in a bad mood for some reason. I think I was working on my thesis at the time, so I was already super stressed. It was early in the morning, and like this like big car comes up behind me and is like riding my ass. And I'm like, what the fuck does this guy want? And he comes around on the side and passes me, and we lock eyes for a minute. He sort of like gives me like a nod like this with his hand, or a wave like this with his hand. And he drives away. And like for a split second, I'm like, what was that? Like I had no idea what just happened. And then I see him pull ahead, and not only does he have a Tennessee license plate, but his license plate is registered in the same county as mine. So in Tennessee, they have the license and also the county listed. And I really can't even describe it. It sounds silly, but it was just such a incredible moment of connection to me for some reason. Like it felt like we were suddenly the two people on the inside, everyone else was the outsiders. And it really, really stuck with me. Like I almost pulled over because I was just so moved. I don't know why. And it really was one of the few times in my life I've felt like religious, or like that couldn't have just been chance. And I think you see a lot of that in the poem when it comes to, how much of this was chance, how much of this could have been influenced by someone else, a higher power, or whatever you want to call it. But I'm also a religious skeptic, so there's that at play too. But I guess at the end of the day, what I was trying to accomplish was just trying to capture that bewilderment. And I think poetry, more than any other art form, is a place you go to feel wonder and bewilderment. And I just thought, I don't know, I wanted to write about it in this way. I guess it's sort of like a religious poem for atheists. Saw River Phoenix driving in Oregon. Right before I merged on the highway, someone honked from behind. I made my face appear more hostile, male, drew my lips into a snarl. And when that truck passed right, close as the gray blade of an ice skate, I decided, or didn't decide, to look right. His puppy mangy face, cig perched from his lips like Tom Sawyer's blade of wheat. He waved at me. I didn't consider why until after the wheels had lumbered ahead. When you're really happy, you don't want to dissect the source for why. River Phoenix had waved at me like he hadn't died on a sidewalk. I take the same route every day I'm out, in the hopes I'll see that dirty yellow hair again. I cut a line, willing some of the blow to get up his nose too. It happened just that once, but we're brothers now. What made me decide, or didn't decide, to catch his gaze that day, replace the old habit of religion, change the way my soul is nourished. Holy is whatever unpins us from the dartboard, or whatever keeps us there. And I thank the ruddy asphalt, the late changing of a traffic light, for guiding me to him, the one time I've ever approached or finally left the bullseye.